the whole of justice. The Super Friends.
What is up, Mr. Rundown?
What up?
All right, kids, we're going to be discussing The Killing Joke, ladies and gentlemen. So, Mr. Rundown, how old were you? Okay, because you're like the old guy here. Oh, wait. For the listeners at home or who are not on the live, this is episode 2 of Two Bald Dudes comic book podcast, and we're going to be discussing The Killing Joke. I am Riot TTV. Yes. I am Riot TTV on Twitch, and this is Mr. Rundown numbers on Twitch. I always forget your numbers.
Jesus Christ. Rundown 015 on Twitch.
There you go. So, okay, Mr. Rundown.
Yes, sir.
And also for the listeners at home, for the YouTubes and the soon-to-be Spotify, there are spoilers ahead, and anybody in the chat, there's spoilers ahead, guys. Sky, what's going on, buddy? And if you guys hear us at home talking to usernames, we're talking to chat right now live on Twitch, okay? So anyway, Mr. Rundown, how old were you when The Killing Joke came out?
So it came out in March of 1988, so I was 7 going on 8 because I turned 8 in June.
Okay, I was... Wait, what year did you say it was?
March of 1988.
I wasn't even born yet. Fuck.
No, you weren't.
Okay, so... how old were you when you, like, read it, though?
I think I was in the 90s. I was probably 14 or 15.
Right on. I was probably early 20s, to be honest with you, when I read that book finally. So, do you have any, like, favorite... Well, first off, who wrote the book? Who did all that?
Written by the great Alan Moore.
Okay.
The artist was Brian Boland.
Fucking
then
fantastic.
they did a re-release of it. And the re-release of it was, what, a couple years ago, I want to say?
Yeah, that is actually... I believe that's the one that I got. Let me pull it up real fast. Hold on.
That was redone by John Higgins.
Where is it? There it is.
Sorry, John Higgins was the original artist. My bad. Brian Boland was the deluxe edition.
Yeah, so I got the deluxe edition. That's what I got.
He redid the art. Brian Boland redid the art for the deluxe edition. John Higgins was the original artist.
Right on. But yeah, this is one of my favorite stories, and we're gonna talk about how now The Killing Joke, the story behind the Joker, is now canon, which is freaking crazy.
I mean, it always like The Killing Joke is canon. But it ended, it always speculated that Joker could have been lying about his backstory or hallucinated the entire thing, because that's always been the mystery of the Joker. It's presumed the Joker doesn't even know his own origin at this point. He's that insane. Yes.
And the story, the 3 Jokers, I believe it is said one of the, I forget which Joker it was, which that'll be one that I would like to touch base on eventually.
Sure. Yeah.
Where he says, like, there's like, he was like, my story goes this way or it goes another way. I don't really know. You know what I mean? Right, so like, he's so fucking crazy. He doesn't even know his fucking, history, you know? What's up, Thomas? Welcome in, buddy.
Yeah, like I told you off stream, I mean, the 3 Jokers, in particular, Batman even says in the book to Alfred that he knew the Joker's name 1 week after meeting him. Yes. So it's implied that the Bat is like, because this is exactly from the panel. Not to sound like people think I do, Alfred, but I'm Batman. I knew the Joker's name 1 week after we first met. Which means all this time, according to canon, he's always known who the Joker is.
Yes. Now, what is... Okay. Let me think of how to ask this. So, In the Batman 89 movie,
Yeah.
the Joker's name is Jack Napier. Now, is that his name? I forget. Is that the name that they gave him?
No, that is not the name that they gave him. And do you want me to spoil that? Because it's actually part of Flashpoint number 5. Flashpoint Beyond number 5.
Ooh, do I? You know what?
Which was supposed to be covered today, but someone didn't do the homework.
Shut your mouth. Okay, you shut it. You don't know. Anyway, sure. You know what? I don't mind spoilers. Again, guys, spoilers ahead for this issue right here. All right.
I gotta look up the exact name. I forget it off the top of my head. Joker's real name. Jack Oswald White.
Jack Oswald White. Interesting. It's, Wait,
and,
what do you mean I'm having flashbacks of high school? Shut up,
also,
Thomas.
interestingly enough, you know how we were talking about how not Oswald Cobblepot, Leon. So for those of you watching the podcast later on, we are live streaming this. We have audience participation. Yeah, just to let you guys know about that. So pretty much the Three Jokers comic canonizes the Killing Joke even further because of the backstory of him being a failed comedian with a family, and he was trying to earn money, and that's how he got involved with the mob, and they tried to set him up as a patsy for the Red Hood persona and everything like that.
Yeah.
He thought his wife and kids died, but according to Batman the Three Jokers, they didn't. They actually just left him. So in his mind, they're dead.
Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
That's all right.
Now, I'm trying to remember. I thought that, wasn't it in the book where they said that, she, fell down the stairs or something?
I think so. I actually have
the
comic brought up online, just so I had a reference.
Again, guys, there's a bunch of spoilers that we're going to be discussing, but...
This is also a comic from 1988, guys.
I was about to say, this book's been around for 20 years or something,
The statute of limitation on spoilers is far past.
Yes. If you haven't read it, what the fuck is wrong with you, all right?
I'd have to scroll through it, but yeah, I think she did fall down the stairs or something like that. I don't know. According to his mind, anyway.
Yeah. But he never saw it, right?
I don't think so.
So yeah, if he didn't see it, then he
I'm sure someone in the comments or even in the chat can correct us if we're wrong there. But yeah.
If you notice here on the cover, one of I guess you can't see it in my screen. It says, from Tim Burton, I loved The Killing Joke. It's my favorite. It's the first comic I've ever loved. That's pretty fucking dope.
That's also, as the guy with the psychology degree, that's also a testament to, Tim Burton's psyche.
Yes. Because if you've ever read this book, chat and listeners at home, the whole purpose of... Okay, so at one point in the book, the Joker goes to Jim Gordon's home and knocks on the door. Barbara Gordon, who we all know becomes later on down the road, is she already...
It was her apartment, not his home. It was her apartment.
It was her. Okay, he was just there. He was just there, right? Because Jim's there. Jim's there. Yeah.
He's there. Yep.
So, anyway, he shows up. Now, was Barbara Gordon Batgirl at this point or no?
Yes, she was.
So she was. Okay. So, in the book, the Joker shows up, knocks on the door, and when she opens, she gets shot through the abdomen, through the spine.
Yep,
and
the blood severed her spine.
Yeah, is left to bleed out, basically.
Not just that. Trigger warning, folks. It is implied in the comic book that he also sexually assaulted her after shooting her.
Yeah, and that's not even shown in the book, nor was it shown in the adaptation. But
it was the parts that was shown was when he kidnapped, because he also kidnapped Jim Gordon.
Yes.
And tortured the hell out of him.
And he took those pictures of her.
Yes. And those pictures are what implies that she was
sexually assaulted.
Yeah. Yep. So it's implied that he did more than just shoot her.
But the
saying it.
The psychology behind the book is part of like showing that like the Joker's trying to show that even like the most, you know, positive, good person can be brought down to his level because of one bad day. Baby, thank you so much for the resub for 35 months. Let's go. I love you.
But, I mean, we're about to see a message of her only following you for like a few seconds.
Love you, baby.
I'm waiting for it.
Wait, what?
I'm waiting for her to unfollow and follow you just so you can see it's only been for a few seconds.
Right. That's what she always does. Don't do it! Sorry, listeners at home. There's a bunch of shenanigans. If you guys want to join some of the shenanigans, guys, come by the Twitch channel. All right? And go check out Mr. Rundown. Would be twitch.tv/rundown. What are your numbers again? I'm sorry. I'm
015.
015, guys. Follow him on Twitch, dude. But, so anyway, like, the whole thing is that the Joker's trying to prove that it takes one bad day. It's one of my favorite lines, is that it only takes one bad day. I forget the fucking, like, the full quote, but for, like, basically the goodest person, the goodest boy, to become evil, basically.
I got it right here. All it takes is one bad day to reduce the sanest man alive to lunacy. That's how far the world is from. That's how far the world is from where I am. Just one bad day.
Yep.
I am fast with the Googles.
So, what? Okay, in this story, what is your favorite? Like, what your favorite part?
That's hard because like, this thing is pretty much, this entire story is a psychological mind job.
Yes.
Honestly, like, you know me, I'm more of a look for hope type of thing with my comics.
Yes.
And not to say that this is a bad story, it's not. It's a fantastic story. But I can't really say I have a favorite part because of how dark this story is. You know what I mean? It is a very dark story.
Oh, absolutely.
So, for me, picking out a favorite, like, because Killing Joke is pretty much, in my opinion, what started the what I like to call obsession with the Joker. You know what I mean? And even more so in the 90s after the relationship started, like they did Harley Quinn in the animated series and stuff like that. People got obsessed with those two characters.
Yes.
And honestly, because of that, the Joker is actually one of my least favorite villains. I'll be honest.
Oh no, don't say that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't get me wrong. I love Mark Hamill voiceover of the Joker. I do like, just because I say a character is one of my least favorite doesn't mean I don't like. Doesn't mean I
That's
dislike
true.
the
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just he's on the lower end of my list of favorite villains because of the obsession people have with this character. It's not a healthy obsession, in my opinion. So it's like, why would you look up to something like this? You know what I mean? I mean, he's a great character. He's a great nemesis to the Batman, but I always put it in that box. He is an antagonist.
Yes.
He's not to be hero worshipped. So now, I try to whatever. Overword.
Yeah, that fucking fuck.
I promise I have a good vocabulary. But you guys get what I'm saying.
Carpet line. I don't know the fucking word.
It's all right. I'm tripping over words right now too. I've only gotten 5 hours of sleep. Yes.
Jay says in chat, yes, beef Carpaccio. Yes. Kama says in chat, my question is, Batman knew the Joker's name. Why didn't he do anything to keep him in tabs, like get the federal government invoked? Would Batman be responsible for the mountains of death the Joker has been committing for over a long period of time with Batman's no killing rule?
So, yeah, thank you, J-Man. Thank you, God, man. I can't even. I still can't say it.
Carpet mentalized.
Yeah.
Whatever.
My God, I can't believe I can't say that word right now. Anyway, I'll be able to do it later. Anyway, so go ahead and laugh at me, guys. It's okay. But yeah, what was I saying? My brain just stopped working.
Mine too.
This is going to happen in these podcasts, folks. I'm sorry. If you're looking for organization, this is not the podcast for you.
I'm old and he's older, so you know.
Shut up.
Just kidding. I love you, buddy.
No. Yeah, guys. Just so you know, people are keep on asking if I'm streaming. I am not streaming. I'm in a Discord call with Riot. That's why you can see my face on his stream.
Yeah.
I
read your
comment. Oh, that's what we were talking about. The no killing rule. Yep. So thank you, Commas, for that rude that rude reminder of what we were talking about. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so comics are inconsistent in continuity. We all know this.
Yes.
So yeah, he could have done stuff like that, but also at the same time, Batman doesn't trust the government worth a damn.
Oh, hell no.
So, and there's always been a debate with Batman and the Joker because he has that no killing rule. He always tries to not kill his baddies. It's always been the object of debate, especially when Jason Todd Red Hood came back, was like, why didn't you kill him? Not anyone else, but you could have killed him, him. You know what I mean? And obviously Batman's along the lines of, that's a slippery slope. If I kill one person, I could go off and just kill another one and another one and another one. So, I mean, you guys got to understand, the Batman's not sane either. Bruce Wayne is not a sane man.
No, absolutely not.
He justifies his actions through his psychosis.
That's part of the reason why I know that Batman is one of my favorite characters, and yes, that's super mainstream and shit. But the reason why I like Batman so much is because of the psychology behind Batman. Yep. You know what I mean? Because out of all the heroes, there might be a couple more maybe, but out of all the heroes, he is just as twisted and fucked in the head as the villains he puts away.
The difference is he has a code.
Yes.
And I don't want to say only difference. There are obviously some strong differences. He's not a people like to say he's a sociopath. He does give a damn.
Yes.
But it's always the mission comes first with him. To the point where even the man teaches children to fight crime.
Yes, I know. This is where you come in and say he's.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
This is what it boils down to. He's trained teenage children to follow in his footsteps of going out, being a vigilante, fighting crime, putting yourself in danger, and not to mention the fact that a man with no superpowers is running around with people that could essentially move planets.
Yeah.
He has no, if you think about it, Batman is a groomer.
Jen, stop it.
I mean, that is my hot take. But he's not a sane individual. And if you deep down start to psychoanalyze these books, the Justice League is complacent as well. They let him do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why you gotta separate, in my opinion, that's why you gotta separate reality from these books, because no person would be allowed to do what he does for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Not to mention he'd get himself and others killed in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which it is kind of, now that it's brought up, it is crazy. Now that you've said that, the Justice League lets him do the thing, because I would say out of all the the like out of all the superheroes, would you say that like or not even like the superheroes, but like the well, I guess like the main Justice Leaguers, he's the most brutal, wouldn't you say?
Wonder Woman comes pretty damn close, especially depending on who's writing her.
That's true, because I mean, Batman would legit break your fucking bones and make you wish that he would kill you, you know?
He has crippled people.
Yes.
He is flat out crippled criminals. He won't kill, but he'll maim you.
Yeah. He'll make you wish you were dead.
Wonder Woman has no problem with killing.
Yeah.
At least back in the day. I'm a little behind on books of the last year or two, but especially New 52, she was brutal.
Yes.
But back on the Killing Joke, because that is the topic at hand after all.
Indeed.
But yeah, just like if we I try not to, especially with comics like this, I try not to get too psychoanalyst about it, because it's fantasy, guys. It's sci-fi fantasy. It's not going to someone in real life couldn't do this.
I beg to differ. Okay, Batman exists. Okay, somewhere in my
in your mind, yeah,
in my brain.
Yep. Yeah. So, you asked me my favorite part of the Killing Joke. I really don't have a favorite part. Because I like the story. I really do. I enjoyed it. It's a great writing. Alan Moore is freaking amazing. So I don't really have a favorite part. I'm sure you do, though, because you're a Batman stan.
Believe it or not, my favorite part of this book would have to be the end. Because the Killing Joke, you know, because let me bring it up here. So this panel here, well, no, that's not the conversation I wanted. I guess the end, because the part where Batman and the Joker are talking and the Joker stops being all fucking crazy and legit has a conversation with Bruce. Hold on. You know what? I'm just going to pull it up in my book. Hold on.
I know what you're talking about, obviously. And anyone who's seen the animated movie, if they haven't read the book, the adaptation of the Killing Joke animated movie is really close to the comic, with some glaring differences that I'll talk about in a minute, because it's creepy as hell.
Like, the reason why, like the ending part, is Batman and the Joker legit, like, have a real conversation, and Batman basically says, like, you know, it doesn't have to end like this, or like that. I don't know what it was that bent your life out of shape, but who knows? Maybe I've been there too. Maybe I can help. Like, he legit wants to help, you know? Yep. And the Joker, like, has, like, a real moment, and he just says, you know, it's too late for that. It's too late for him. He's too crazy now. He's already done so much, you know? Like, I don't know. I liked that real moment.
But, like, this also goes into, like, the code of Batman. Like, the Joker practically, you know, tortures and injures two people that supposedly Bruce Wayne loves the most. Like, not necessarily the most, but two of his favorite people. Yeah. One of them he's partnered with as Batgirl and, you know, fighting crime. And he doesn't, like, the problem I have with it is, like, he laughs at his joke at the end. Like, nothing's funny about what the Joker's done. Yeah. And they have a real conversation. You're absolutely right. But, like, he actually manages to make Batman laugh. I'm like, I'm sorry, but, like, any normal human being, in my opinion, would have, like, if not put this man in the ground, beat him to a consciousness for what he did. You know what I mean? So, like, that again plays into my opinion the psychology of Batman. You know, like he's not there. He's not all there.
But he does have a conscience, you know.
He does, but he's not exactly the product of sanity either. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, would you be if your parents were murdered in a fucking alley, huh? Would you be an okay person?
I have my own childhood traumas, so
well, that's fair. We all do.
Yeah. Let's see. Then you think Joker doing these things, and you think he has the conscience considering you have a legit conversation at the end. Does Joker think he is beyond redemption? I think the Joker doesn't even. The Joker is chaos incarnate. I don't even think he thinks about what he does. It's all in the moment for him. Like even in this moment of levity at the end of the issue, like I wouldn't be surprised if this person was real 10 minutes later would have forgotten the entire conversation. He's that insane.
He's that fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, he's that insane. So like he had a moment of sanity at the end of this book, like you just said. But it's a fleeting moment.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Those moments for the Joker are fleeting. He's chaos incarnate. And that's what the character's meant to be.
Yeah. I mean, now that you've said like about his backstory in this being canon and shit now, it kind of, I don't know, like I think it's cool, but also kind of bums me out just for the simple fact that like at one point the Joker just popped up. You know what I'm saying? He just showed up on the scene and like he was a mystery. You know what I'm saying?
Upside down, yeah.
Like I liked that aspect of the Joker, but now having a little bit of a backstory can be cool.
Yeah,
Say what?
It does take away some of the mystique of the character.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I thought the same thing. The interesting thing then would be this: if Joker exists in the moment as the embodiment of chaos, is he more free than Batman? Who waits? Oh yeah, he absolutely is.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
He is. Well, in my opinion, the Joker is the pure embodiment of anarchy and chaos. Yep. Absolutely, yep. Like dude.
It is interesting comments. I agree. Yeah, no, it's totally interesting, and it is interesting to psychoanalyze these books and like deep dive into the psychology of these characters. That's why we enjoy them. What I'm hearing is the Joker did nothing wrong. Incorrect.
Right? Yeah.
He's free in the sense of not feeling remorse for his actions. Like his mental instability is freeing in a way because he has no attachments to really anything. In his broken mind, he has no real origin. He just does what he does on a whim. It's freeing, but at the same time, completely self-destructive.
Yeah.
You know? Because he shoots himself in the foot all the time.
Yeah. So, okay. Trying to think of some more subjects of the book that I want to touch base on.
We also, if we want to touch up on the animated movie too, as well.
Yeah. So what did you think of the animated adaptation?
I think it's very, very true to the comic, almost panel for panel, really.
Yeah.
With one glaring difference that has sparked controversy.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you right now. Barbara Gordon Bones Batman? What is up with that?
It's not just creepy, it's just wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, just wrong on so many levels.
Like, why did they add that? You know, like, that was, like, one of the only things about the animated movie that I was like, why did they do that? You know
that technically the character at this point is an adult, and she can do what she wants, but, like, dude, you're the foster father of this girl's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. I hope he used the bat rubber. Yeah. We all do. We hope he wrapped it up, man. But yeah, I didn't understand why they did that, but I think they were looking for filler.
Yeah, and I know like they like to give Batman a love interest, but that's supposed to be like the cat and mouse play of Catwoman and Batman.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
No, it's so wrong.
Yeah, I don't know
So
that
wrong.
that part of the whole animated series. I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's whatever.
That thing, like, dude's in his middle-aged man, taking on his foster son, his adopted son's ex-girlfriend. Great idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
And yeah, Kama said kind of a stretch here, but what if Batman actually needs the Joker? I think on some level, he does. It all depends on who's writing it, really.
well, I've always thought,
I think it's always the thought of like he needs to save the Joker,
and he just can't fucking do it.
Yep.
You know, the Joker refuses, man.
Yeah, for some reason he's obsessed with trying, like, just as much as the Joker's obsessed with torturing Gotham and Batman in particular. Batman's just as obsessed as trying to rehabilitate his villains.
Yeah.
Especially the Joker. Like, but he does the same thing with Two-Face too.
Well, okay, now I know I'm going to digress a little bit. We'll get back to the Killing Joke. But on the topic of him trying to help his villains, his rogues gallery, in the Batman the Animated Series, Harvey Dent was his friend. Is that true is that true in the comics?
Yeah, he hung. Well, they're all high society. They all hung out.
Okay. Okay. Oh, hold on. We're getting a raid. Oh no.
But yeah, I mean, they were on a first name basis.
Yo, Demon Bag, thanks for the fucking raid, man. We're doing a podcast right now, so no hype scene right now, man. I'm sorry. We're just discussing the Killing Joke. Welcome in, Raiders. How you guys doing, man? I'm Riot. We're doing a podcast, man. This is two bald dudes. Almost called us two broke dudes. I mean, I didn't want to be wrong either. Two bald dudes comic book podcast, man. Welcome in, guys. Hold on, I'm gonna do one tiger real fast. And then I'm going to try to quickly... You know what? I'll do that in a minute.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, guys, welcome in. We're just discussing The Killing Joke. If you guys haven't read this book, it's like 20-something years old. You should have read it already. But spoilers ahead, kid. Well, we've gotten a good chunk of the spoilers out. I mean, there's going to be more, but yeah, the animated movie was pretty spot on. Like, I legit had my copy of the book and was watching it and was just kind of just skimming the panels to see how close it's was,
very
you
close.
know, very close.
Other than the Batgirl Batman sex romp on the roof of a building.
Sex romp. I like how you said that.
Oh, so it's so cringy. It's so cringy.
It really is. It really is. Like they could have done a different filler. I don't know. Can Rundown give one if he has one after you are done discussing this one? Okay.
So I redeemed a random comic book fact.
All right, what you got, Rundown? Hold on. Big Cam, gotta go to Big Cam. Here you go.
How random do we want to stick to the topic at hand, or you want me to do whatever?
It could. Well, Kaz, what would you want? Would you like a fact about the book, or would you like just a random fact?
Fact about Batman, a fact.
Surprise! He said surprise him. You know what? Bust out an uncommonly known Superman fact.
Let's see. Superman fact. Rolodex of comic book knowledge rolling.
Yep.
Let's see. Normally I can, like, when it's done to you, I can spit out something real fast, but when I'm put on the spot, my brain just comes to a halt.
I will then do.
Just give me a sec. All
right.
I'll come up with something. But yeah, let's see. I don't want a lot of dead air, but so if you want to talk about something else, then I'll think of something.
Well, Raiders, how you doing? Demon Bag Man, how was your stream, dude? listeners at home, like I said, this is being live on, being filmed and recorded live on Twitch. So we just got a raid. We just got a party of, what was it, 6?
Yep.
No, 9 raiders coming in.
Yep.
And so yeah, if you guys hear me talking to chat, that's what I'm doing, guys. But Demon, how was your stream, buddy? Anybody in the chat, in the raid? How was y'all's day today, man? You guys got any questions about the killing fact and whatnot? The killing fact? Wow. What the fuck is the killing fact?
Jesus Christ. It's being recorded in the Hall of Justice, boyo. Yeah, that's right, comments.
Well, this scene's particularly the Batcave, but there we go. We got fucking Hall of Justice here.
There you go. Let's see. Comic book facts.
What? Okay, just one that not many people would know about Kal-El, man.
About Kal-El. Let's see. Man, I'm stumped at the moment. You might have to do some editing before you put this up, dude.
No, it's good, man. It's good. Nah, dude, I put all this stuff on YouTube raw. I like it raw. That sounded dirtier than I meant it.
Did it, let's see.
Okay. Here's okay. Here. Let's see. What is Superman's shoe size?
I don't fucking know that. I know he's 6'3", though.
6? Wait, how do you know he's 6'3"?
Because it's been talked about. He's actually Christopher Reeve. Actually, you know what? I got it. Thank you.
Here we go, Cos.
All right. So Christopher Reeve played, as we all know, Superman in back in the day, the '78 Superman the movie into the '80s for the sequels. How much? Like, I believe Christopher Reeve was 6'4". Hold on. Let's see. Yes, Christopher Reeve was 6'4". And
that's
I want to say,
dude, man.
Yeah, he was a big dude. I want to say he was 225.
Jesus Christ!
Pounds. Yeah, he's a big dude. And in the comics, Superman is pretty close to that. I think he's around 6'3". So the Christopher Reeve is actually, yeah, he was very tall, Jen, very tall. So yeah, Christopher Reeve was like the physical embodiment of what Superman is portrayed in the comics.
Yeah,
like there's no muscle suit under his suit back in the day.
That is all him, dude.
That's all him. Like, he's a big dude. He was a very big and strong man. On top of being a classically trained actor.
Yes.
Who hung out with Robin Williams.
And hung out with Kevin Conroy.
Yep. He was friends with both of them. But yeah, so there you go. There's your Kal-El fact. He's like Superman in the comics, I think, is around 6'3", 6'4", and Christopher Reeve is pretty much. That's why, like, for like years afterwards, if you notice in the art of the Superman books, like especially after he played Superman through the 80s pretty much looked like Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
So, all that being said, I want to start trying to do this. Maybe. What would you rate the Killing Joke from 0 to 10?
Can you really rate any of Alan Moore's work?
No.
I personally would probably give it a 9 out of 10.
Right on.
It's a great story.
I can't wait for us to discuss The Dark Knight Returns, man.
Oh, dude, I am going to rip that apart. Just to let you know.
You know what else we should do at some point too? We should totally do The Watchmen.
The Watchmen, yeah, I could definitely be down to do The Watchmen. The cool thing, what I like about The Watchmen is meant to be dystopian and very very dark, and I'm totally down for that. Like, I have the graphic novel. I'm down for dark books, don't get me wrong, but my particular taste in comics is a little bit more hopeful. This is why Superman's is my favorite character, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, like I'm critical of these books, especially the darker stories, but I still enjoy them. Watchmen movie was trash. I agree.
I liked the movie.
Aspects of it I liked. It was entertaining, but it definitely the comics was definitely way better.
All right, so trying to think of any more stuff we could talk about the Killing Joke here.
If we ever do Dark Knight Returns on here, dude, you are not gonna like what I have to say.
Oh, we're gonna battle it out.
Frank Miller is not one of my favorite writers at all.
So okay, kind of because I want to put these up, you know, so they're not super fucking long.
Sure.
I guess we're kind of wrap it up with the Killing Joke a little bit. We've talked about some moments. I mean, is there anything else that you would want to talk about the Killing Joke?
I pretty much covered everything that I would want to talk about as far as this goes, especially with, you know, this being a last minute put together.
Yeah, because I'm
which I think I did pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah.
Finish reading Flashpoint Beyond, you fuck.
I'm gonna
read it like I told you off stream. Read it on the pooper. Normally, Chaotic Fox Queen, let me tell you guys this. For the preparation for the one that we were gonna do today, which is Flashpoint Beyond, I'm actually going through the books, taking notes and writing stuff down. I actually have stuff prepped for it. So
if you guys haven't noticed, I let him do all the legwork and shit, and I just sit here and look pretty and ask him questions.
Only along for the ride, but read the goddamn books.
Now the art in this book is super fucking dope. I love like how like some of the darker tones and shit like that, and like Commas, you had said earlier, Commas in the chat, that the hair kind of reminds you of Todd McFarlane a little bit and shit. So the art's amazing, the writing is phenomenal. Okay, so the ending of the book is the Killing Joke. And one of the reasons why this is one of my favorite parts too. Joker makes the joke. He laughs. Batman laughs a little bit. They both start laughing maniacally. Batman puts his hands around the Joker's neck, and then all of a sudden the panels go to raindrops, laughing, and then no laughing. What do you think happened?
Let me look at that on my screen.
Because they're laughing, and then
hands are around his neck, by the way. If you look closer, it looks like they're on his shoulders. They're not quite around his neck.
Well, yeah. Well, but it's implied, I guess.
Yeah, honestly, in my opinion, he just takes him into custody. Like, obviously, he's not going to kill him.
But isn't that supposed to be, like, wasn't it left open to be the Killing Joke?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's open to interpretation, sure. And, God damn.
Jen,
I'm not reading that.
Calm yourself, woman. Well, you don't have to read it. It's on the fucking chat. It's on the bottom.
Oh, yeah, it's again right below. Where you've seen for everybody. Oh, man. That's funny. That was good. Obviously, they leave that open to interpretation to the point and stuff like that. Honestly, I think he just knocked him out. He could have even choked him out.
That's true.
Batman's not going to kill him. I mean, obviously, the Joker comes back later in the comics anyway. Yeah. So, you know. So, I mean, yeah, I understand what's being implied, but he doesn't kill the Joker. At least in my opinion.
Well, I believe, I think we're going to wrap it up with the Killing Joke. If you guys haven't read it, you guys should. The animated adaptation of the Killing Joke is, in my opinion, one of the best adaptations the DC animated universe has ever put out.
It's one that tops it, in my opinion, though.
One of what?
There is one that tops it, in my opinion.
Which is what?
Long Halloween Part 1 and 2.
See, I haven't watched that yet. I haven't getting around to it yet.
It's so good. So good. So good.
But yeah, kids, if you haven't read it, go fucking read it. The book's been out for 20-something years, and it's really freaking good. Okay?
Yes, I agree. Alan Moore is a brilliant. What I like about Alan Moore is like he does great one-off books. Like,
oh yeah,
he's not like this type of writer that does extended series. Like he just does one and dones, and he's phenomenal at it.
And sometimes one shots are some of the greatest stories you ever get to read. You know.
Yep.
And then
he hates doing repeat stuff.
Yeah. And then sometimes these one shots become either canon or they get touched on years down the road and then become something more, you know.
Which is exactly what happened. Which is why I'm always very okay with doing this today, because it's actually going to roll over into Flashpoint Beyond whenever you finish reading.
Segue. I did that on purpose.
No, you didn't.
I did. I fucking did a segue. Like just
you didn't
now.
know that shit until I told you off stream.
Yeah, but what I just said was a fucking segue, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, but you didn't do it on purpose.
No, I did. I fucking did. I'm not that much trash. Anyway, kids, this has been episode. This has been episode 2 of Two Bald Dudes comic book podcast. I'm gonna throw this up on YouTube when I get a chance. Eventually, all of this is gonna be on Spotify as well, if I can get it down, or just on another
other platforms as well.
Yeah,
there are other platforms that are actually easier to use and that are free.
That's true.
So,
but yeah, I'm gonna throw this on YouTube, guys. So if anybody who missed it out or who missed out on it would like to take a gander at it, listen to some comic book shit. When is episode 3 coming? 2 weeks from now?
2 weeks, yeah. Yeah. So you got 2 weeks to finish Flashpoint Beyond.
Yes. All right, kids. We're gonna go ahead and sign off from the podcast. I'm gonna take a quick break after this as well, and when we get back, we're either gonna start up the sponsorship fully, or I may just play a little bit of Cyberpunk to end out the stream, and we'll start the sponsorship tomorrow. Mr. Rundown, thank you so much for fucking being the co-host, dude. Again, sure. Guys, if you guys are watching this at home and you guys want to go check us out on our social medias and stuff, I am Riot TTV on Twitch, and Rundown is Rundown015 on Twitch as well.
Got it. Yay.
Go give him a follow and shit. Check him out on his stuff, man. I
am Rundown015 on pretty much everything. Social media wise, so hit me up there. And yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you
Absolutely.
I enjoy doing this immensely. Even if it's just us rambling about bullshit and answering questions.
Hey, that's what podcasts are, man. Just a couple of buddies or friends just sitting around talking, like shooting the shit. You know what I mean?
On. Thank you for the follow. Appreciated.
Let's go.
You guys.
All right, Mr. Rundown. You have a great afternoon. If you want to hang out and chat, you're more than welcome to it.
You know I will be.
All right, man. All right, kids. That has been it. Let's fucking run the fucking ad again. If I could do it. It's not doing it.
Meanwhile,
there
at
we
the Hall
go.
of Justice, the Super Friends